Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and go live.
All right. Fantastic. Tighten up, everybody.
Um, we doesn't have anybody in there yet, but we
That's
will
all right.
once the show starts getting interesting. We're definitely gonna talk about the quarterback situation and stuff like that. Where
Sounds good.
where could the Titans be at the quarterback situation? What would you like to see on the quarterback situation? Would you rather see Ryan Tannehill start or would I mean would you rather see Will Levis or Malik Willis go out there and when Tannehill gets hurt? Um,
Well, personally, I'd hope that Tannehill doesn't get hurt. Well, I mean, we're all wishing for that, but we're the injury plagued Titans. But I honestly want him. I want Tannehill to play out his this 2023 season, um, and that way that gives Levis a chance to actually be like the reason that we picked him at number 2 in the second round. I mean, is because we got to have somebody to take up the mantle once Tannehill's gone. I mean, you can't just rely on Levis and then go out and find another Dobbs. So you got to have somebody to pick up the slack. But I think that he needs a year worth of actually sitting behind an experienced veteran quarterback, watching what he does, watching like listening to the play calls, hearing him in the headset, watching him in the locker room, just everything. I think that is going to be ultra important to his development. Right now, I don't think he's ready. Just stating that as an opinion. I don't know if he is or not. All I've seen is practice and highlights from his college years, but so we'll have to wait and see on that.
I mean, I think Tannehill was gonna play out the year, but if Tannehill goes down, I think it's Will Levis that wants to go in there and play, but you just don't want to throw him in the fire like you did Malik Willis. But here's the thing: Malik Willis was actually thrown in the fire last year.
Big time. They said at the very beginning of the season he was not ready. They wanted to sit him for a year, but then when Tannehill went down, they didn't have a choice. They just said, "Sorry, but here it is. Go fight the Sharks." And I mean, he did what he could, but he had no idea what was about to come at him. So when you watched him scrambling around because his offensive line couldn't block and he's looking for receivers to get open who don't have enough time to get open, he's just like, yeah, and he's running away. And
There was a play that stood out to me when I was watching it live. Um, I don't know why. It's just a tricky way where Malik Willis fumbled the ball.
oh yeah, right after the snap,
I
I
was like,
remember that one.
oh
I mean,
God.
that could happen to any rookie. It's a rookie mistake. That's why they call it a rookie mistake. And he was a rookie, so that's understandable. But I mean, if you watch Tannehill for as many years as he's been in the league, take a snap and the connection isn't good between him and the center, and he fumbles it, what are you going to say? Are you going to say, well, this guy just doesn't deserve to be in the league? No, he's been here forever and proven that that's a one-time mistake. Willis can't say that. He's got nothing to fall back on other than, hey, I'm a rookie. I made one mistake. I'm going to try and correct it in the future.
I think Malik Willis is I I don't know if he's gonna be the guy, but I I I just don't know what's gonna happen in the near future with Malik Lewis, but Malik Willis does have chemistry with Chig and Traylon Burks.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, Malik showed a lot of pop um and pizzazz in his college years. So, I mean, that's the whole reason that we were like, you know what, you drop to the third round, we'll pick you up. We're gonna try, but that doesn't necessarily mean yes, you're a guarantee. So, I mean, we could
I,
keep him as a
I
third
think
quarterback, but I don't know.
Kaylee's running a little late.
That seems to be the case. That's all right, though. I think you and I can hold it down for now.
Yeah, that'll be okay.
All right. So, not to change the subject or anything from the quarterback position, but a little bit to the wide receiver position. Have you heard the news about DeAndre Hopkins yet?
Oh, I just saw the news, but I don't know if DeAndre Hopkins is um uh, I think DeAndre Hopkins can go out there and do some things that Julio Jones and Robert Woods did not do for the past couple of years. But what I'm saying is that DeAndre Hopkins is a very good talent to have.
Yes, I would agree with that. And I think that it would be a great addition. Okay,
He's
a lot of people. Sorry, go ahead.
he's night he, he's night and day difference compared to Robert Woods.
Oh, big time, big time. And also, a lot of people were saying that, well, DeAndre Hopkins doesn't, because he's getting older, he doesn't have the speed anymore, so he can't be that downfield threat. Well, think about last year or even the year before. How many 3-and-outs did we have? How good would it be to have somebody that can get the separation, cut across the middle, make those extra 6, maybe 8 yards that we need to make the first down? All of a sudden, our drive is alive again. And it's no longer, well, time to bring in, Stonehouse. Let's just punt it away. And I hated the 3-and-outs. Every one of them, I wanted to cry. But you get used to them over time. And then when you see the opportunity for somebody to come in and actually have an impact like that, even if it's not way downfield. I mean, we got Traylon Burks for that. Maybe even Racey McMath. For right now, though, just, move it 10 yards at a time. 10 yards at a time. Eat the clock. You got Derrick Henry in the background to help you do that. And just make it to the end zone. I mean, we were the most successful team once getting to the red zone last year.
I
Once we
mean,
actually got to the red zone, which was very rare, but we almost always scored once we did.
yeah, that was we were like we were like 75% in the red zone.
I'm not sure the exact number. I just know I saw a ranking of all of red zone percentages for all the teams, and it had the Titans listed as number 1. And I was like, wow, that's something to be proud of.
So, do you think Tim Kelly is going to change the offense?
He already has. Yeah. Everybody on the team is pretty much like, at least 4 players that I know of in their press conferences have said that they're moving it to a faster, easier to understand kind of offense. It's going to take a lot of getting used to, though, to switch to it. So if it's a great idea, that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be executed great unless our players, all of them, have dedication and are actually bought into it. Then absolutely, I think it's brilliant. And plus, you got to think of what we just went through with 2 years of Todd Downing. That was not fun. So anything's better than that. But I think this is actually going to be a big improvement. Almost get us to the point. You know how the Chiefs will kind of jump to the line.
Anything is better than Todd Downing at this point.
Can't argue with you there, because that is a fact.
Todd Downing, I mean, I don't know what his skill was trying to get that DUI and trying to escape from the police.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I made a quote the other day to a friend of mine, and I literally said, Todd Downing is the Dennis Daly of offensive coordinators. Good luck, Jets. I thought it was funny.
Todd Downing is definitely up there with Dennis Daly.
So not only good luck Jets, but also good luck Arizona for signing him to a 2-year deal. Dennis Daly, that is. Sorry about your luck.
Um, I don't know how in the world Kyler Murray is gonna feel back there with the offensive line, especially one that cannot block.
He's probably going to feel the same that he did in the 2021 playoff game where the Rams just destroyed him. They sacked him so many times. He couldn't stay on his feet. He couldn't do anything but try and throw it away or just crumple. That's what I think is going to end up happening, which leads me to believe that maybe Arizona is thinking about, what about that number 1 or number 2 pick next year?
Yeah, I think that it unfortunately is I think that Dennis Daly wasn't he was not a top tier offensive lineman in the NFL.
Bottom.
You look at it, his stats were completely terrible.
I literally watched a play. I replayed it just to make sure I was watching it right. The defensive end ran past him, and then after the defensive end was already behind him, he went, like, who are you blocking? You're blocking air. The guy's already gone. What are you doing? Like, just putting on a show for the cameras? Like, that's, yeah. Sorry. I was embarrassed by that game.
He looked like he was blocking his shadow.
Exactly. The shadow of the guy who just ran past him.
Yeah, but I think that we found somebody decent in the draft.
Oh yeah. We actually hit on a lot of things, and people are freaking out about we didn't sign a wide receiver. We didn't sign a wide receiver or draft a wide receiver until the 7th round. Oh no, we're gonna die because that was our biggest point of need. So our biggest point of need might be addressed this week. Just saying. There's a possibility. But I think we really struck gold with people like sorry.
What's up, Preston?
Hey, Preston. I honestly thought Preston was going to be here.
Preston has a legendary collection. If you go check it out on Twitter.
I've seen the video many times. But yeah, it is a legendary collection. Best one I've ever seen, anyways.
Definitely. It reminds me of a castle.
Castle. Oh, I get what you mean. Like a palace of memorabilia. Yeah,
I really like that picture that he sent me this past weekend of Preston, who was it? I don't remember. I'm trying to think.
With somebody sent you a picture?
He did. He
Oh,
sent
Preston.
me a he sent me a picture of a Titans player, but he was in a Buccaneers uniform, I think.
That's scary. Unless
But
it was Sean Murphy Bunting, since we just got him from Tampa Bay, that would be okay.
yeah, I think that the Titans have a lot of good pieces this year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I, I just don't. I'm more concerned about the wide receiver room and the kicking position.
The kicking position is actually an interesting one. Um, so during OTAs and the mandatory mini camps, we've only pretty much seen the our second string or rookie kicker, but not the original one. Turns out he's still kicking, but a lot of
Hey,
people are having doubts about it. Go
hey,
ahead.
buddy. I'm gonna take a quick break for just a second. I'll be back with you here in a
All right,
second.
go ahead.
I'll see you here in just a second.
Okay, take your time.
Alright, are you gonna take a quick break?
If you're gonna pause, go ahead.
Okay, gotcha. I will. I will see you here in just a second.
Okay, sounds good. And cousin Brian, how many kids was it? And Preston, I'm sorry, but that made me laugh. 52, that's right. I knew it. Oh, that's right, Adam. Just reminded me. He says I looked back a little bit. It says Kyler Murray is also coming off of an ACL tear. I forgot about that. Trade Tannehill. Um, did you mean to type that comment in the future about 1 year from today? I think he gives us a legitimate shot, to be honest with you, this year. I'm pretty sure he took a restroom break. At least that's what I would have done.
Hey, Titans thoughts.
Yes, sir.
I'm back.
Right on. Welcome back.
I was checking with Haley real quick. She said
Oh,
she said she was late. She'll be on late.
oh, is she okay?
She's good.
Okay, that's good news.
I am awake, Brian. What do you mean?
He said, "Wake up." Brian never pulls punches.
Who is one of the worst? Who is one of the worst wide receivers in Titans history?
Des Fitzpatrick.
Obviously, for me, it's Cody Hollister.
There's a lot of people who still believe in Cody Hollister. Some people even mentioned bringing him back, and I said no. I like his hair and all, but just cue it off the field. Watch from the sidelines.
Hi, Rwanda.
Oh, hey, LaWanda. I believe in Bigfoot too. Nice, Adam.
I, I don't think so, Brian. I'm sorry, man. But but you're gonna have to get that bad taste out of your mouth sometime, Brian.
Hey, at least I complimented his hair.
You should replace Will Lewis's name with you should replace Cody Hollister's name with lettuce on the back of it.
There you go. That's good. So, what do you think about Byard coming back for the mini camp, even though he wasn't in OTAs, but he's like pumping up the entire team? Like the energy level is huge right now for the defense.
I think Amani Hooker was talking about that this morning on Kayla Will and what's the other guy's name?
I don't know. That's not a show that I watch.
I can't think of it. Hey
I think
Brian, if you know that athlete that played for the Tennessee Volunteers, let me know in the comments, please.
Ramon, or is that ramen? Oh, Ramon Foster. Okay, gotcha.
Um, Amani Hooker was talking about KB this morning on there, and I listened to some of it.
Yeah, I saw a little video footage of Byard and Hooker like practicing ball control and ball protection. I thought that was a pretty good clip. I mean, they're only allowed to submit so much stuff from the practice field, so I enjoy every little bit that I get, including the huge long throw to Chico Conquo. Caught it right in the end zone. That
I
one,
think I think Chicago is gonna be it's gonna be a good tight end in year number 2.
oh yeah, I've already ordered my jersey. He's my next one. I know I always wear Derrick Henry, and a couple years ago it was Ryan Tannehill. I couldn't stop it, and Chig's my next one.
Yeah.
I did not see Malik's throw to Henry.
I think Derrick Henry would. I think Derrick Henry is the best running back in the league. No question about that.
Absolutely. I would
Um,
agree with that. No
people,
matter,
I
and just
think
like the
it's
Titans,
hilarious how people are ranking him number 2 running back in the league.
yeah. And remember, Bryce, just like the media does with the Titans, where they always underrate us. Past 2 years, who was supposed to be, or past 3 years, who was supposed to be the division championship, or sorry, the AFC South champs? Supposed to be the Colts. Colts. They always underrate us, even when we win. They're still underrating us, and that's the same thing that happens with Henry. Like, dude, in 2021, he only played for 8 games and still finished third in the league. I mean, he was on pace to do over 2,000 for the second year in a row if he didn't hurt his foot. It doesn't get better than that for me.
Hold on.
Um,
Brian just said that he was going to use Tannehill's jersey Oh man, that's hilarious.
Brian cracks me up with his comments, I swear. And Adam's right. Over 1,500 yards last season behind the worst offensive line you've ever seen, and still managed to do it. That's godlike, in my opinion. Like, people say, "Oh, he's getting on in age." You know what? I don't care. His age ain't stopping him. A bad O line ain't stopping him. 9 people in the box isn't stopping him. So I'm putting my money on him, no matter what. How about you, Bryce?
Me too, man. Um, I think Derrick Henry has a good chance at becoming the greatest running back ever.
Uh-oh. Brian's got a joke for you. It might be not so tasteful.
Brian,
He Dwayne's as Johnson. Oh, good gracious. That's a dad joke right there. Times 52.
the Titans thoughts. I think Derrick Henry. I mean, if he's gonna have another good season, it has to be this one. I mean, it has to be somewhere around 15,000 yards. I mean, not 15,000, but
Dude, that would be a great season. Well, I get you. 1,500 plus probably gets him a contract extension. Seriously. I mean, if you're like at age 31, you can still run for 1,500 yards. I'll take it. Bring him on back to the Titans. Let's keep it going.
just imagine if he gets close to breaking the Russian record.
Above 2,000. That would be incredible. Actually, I think that he would still set a record. I don't think any other running back has ever had two 2,000 plus yard seasons that I can think of. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chet. I'm not an encyclopedia, but I certainly try. Hydration.
Yeah, Titans thoughts. What I was gonna ask you, what's your bold prediction? Not bold prediction, but early record prediction.
Early record prediction. It's going to depend on a lot of factors, but since I don't know what those factors are going to end up being until we get deeper into preseason and everything. But as I see it right now, just looking at it on paper, I'm going to say 9-8, maybe 10-7, just depending, because you know how Vrabel likes to play really close games, and it's like we lose to the Chiefs by 3 points. We lose to the Giants by a couple of points. It's like it's always really close. So I think a few things can be worked on, a little bit of different skill players and everything to push us over that limit. And 10-7 might be short sheeting ourselves, to be honest with you.
I just don't see us getting 12 wins at this point. But
What if D-Hop signs? Does it change?
If we somehow do get 12 wins, I think that would be incredible.
Oh, absolutely. That would be phenomenal. And we would kind of cement ourselves for the future.
And sorry, Brian, I don't agree with your predictions.
5-12, 6-11. I think Brian is on the board of, hey, we've been hit with injuries so hard the past 2 years. Probably going to happen again. And think about our roster right now. If, let's say, you take out 4 of our key players, all down with injury, Henry, Simmons, you take out, Christian Fulton will probably already be out with injury. But, I mean, Harold Landry, I mean, he hasn't played in a year, and you've seen people come back from ACL injuries and just not be the same person that next year or be susceptible to getting them again. Take a look at Taylor Lewan. Came back from an ACL, came back a little too fast because he really wanted to be out there, and sure enough, got it again. So, I mean, that's food for thought right there. Imagine that 4 key players go down. What are we left with? We're probably going to be 4 and I'll go back to his 5-12. We'll probably be 5-12 if everybody goes down. But what we're hoping for as Titans fans is honestly just the injury bug goes away. We keep our people healthy. And, I mean, we could dominate if everybody stayed healthy. We could have the last 2 years, too. The fact that we got 12-5 in 2021, dressing the most players in history.
Thoughts about? Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. I was monopolizing the conversation. My apologies.
What's your thoughts about the turf? Moving the turf from grass.
I honestly like it because everybody has this stigma about turf, about all the injuries that used to happen with it, with artificial turf. Injuries. Well, they've created, using technology, a new synthetic type of turf that doesn't react the same way that the old school one did. And I mean, you compare that to how many times did you see one of our players last year in like I remember at least 4 times in the first 6 games where one of our players just slipped. You're going to do that on natural grass, especially if it just rained and you're in an open stadium.
I
It's bound to happen. I think the
it
turf is
was
a better idea.
I think it was Jeffrey Simmons in the Chiefs game that slipped on the grass.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right on that one for sure. But hey, you got to
Let's
admit though, at least the team is taking a step towards
let's
trying to
talk a
prevent the
little
injury.
bit about that. Let's talk a little bit about that. Chiefs game from
Okay.
last year because I kind of want to. So when Patrick Mahomes was running the ball right, there was a week there was a illegal block in the back on
Oh
the
yeah.
and and I wonder how in the world they didn't call that.
Welcome to the NFL. The refs aren't perfect. And sometimes you suffer for it, sometimes it benefits you. But that's just the
Uh,
NFL.
yeah, my buddy Titans Rossi actually shared the video on Twitter and everything. He was mad about that.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I know Rossi, he's a great guy, and he probably was furious. Maybe even seething at the mouth.
Um, I want to meet you someday in person, Pops.
All right, remember I live in Jacksonville, Florida, right? Where
Yeah,
Haley just went for a little while. So it's a road trip for me to come up to Tennessee, but I mean I'd be
but
willing to do it.
if you try, if you try to make it to a home game, I will definitely be down to meet you, man.
Oh, you'd be the first person on my list to meet up with. Are you kidding me? You got like the biggest group of friends, so I'd know that there'd be a party. Like seriously, we'd all be hanging out, talking. It'd be awesome. So I might actually have to pencil that in, and it might be a
Yeah,
road trip.
hey, Titans, Fox, what do you think about this? Are you kind of concerned about, hmm, are you kind of concerned about the new stadium for the next couple of years at the Titans as far as
I'm not gonna
the,
let that bother me until 2027. When it comes around, then we'll figure it out from there. But so many things can happen between now and then that I can't be worried about it right now. Like, I like the idea of a closed roof? Yes. Why? I just watched a 3-minute video earlier today while I was at work of kickers like shanking completely on just due to the wind. Like literally one of the announcers said he's aiming for the right hand side of the upright, actually a little bit outside of the right hand side of the upright. And it went left and completely missed. I was like, weather can kill your season.
um, Titans, Fox? I, uh, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what the new stadium looks like in person.
Oh, yeah. That'll be amazing. I mean, all we've got right now are just renderings, but once you actually get to see it in person, it's going to be probably more spectacular than you thought it would be. So that's going to
Um,
be.
it it kind of sucks. They're gonna have less fans in the stadium because it's our current stadium has like 70,000 fans.
Yeah, it's like 65,000 in the new one, right?
60 or 65,000 or something like that.
It's something right in between there. Yeah. But to be honest with you, they might change it if we win the Super Bowl this year because they're going to be like, well, we need more seats. We're going to have a lot more fans. Tennessee's finally on the map. We got our first Super Bowl. You never know. I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah, uh, I think the Titans have a really good shot in the playoffs this year. I'm not doubting on my team. I'm gonna be 100%
Yeah.
behind them.
I always am. Even back the year before we drafted Mariota, when we only had 2 wins or two, yeah, I think it was only 2 wins the whole season. That whole season, I was sitting there on the edge of my seat. I'm like, come on,
No,
we can do it. Come on, we can do it. We just
no,
didn't do
I'm
it.
not settling down for anything, bro. I'm pumped.
Exactly. And um I know like I was talking to somebody earlier on Twitter. He's a Bears fan. And the Bears were literally the worst team in the league last year. And he was like, I am so hopeful. I said, you know what? Me too. And there's nothing that's going to get me down about this team because the Titans are like since 1999 have been my life. So I'm going to be here, cheerleader with the pom poms.
Do you still have that? Do you still have that Jaguar drink?
Yes, I do. Actually, there's an interesting story behind that. We might be able to get into that at a different time. But yes, it is. I asked somebody that I knew to if she could possibly find a skinned jaguar, and she went out and she literally made it from scratch. So all you see on the inside of the arms and the legs and the body and the tail is blood, like it's dark red, and then there's just the head flopped over to the side. I've been wearing that as my Halloween costume for the past 12 years.
Maybe we can get it in the channel one day.
Oh, absolutely. I have no problem with that. I don't have it handy right now. It's in my closet on the other end of the house.
What
But
what what kind of collection you got back there in your background? Titans, Fox.
oh well, I have my favorite poster that my girlfriend got me. I've got um, Derrick Henry in a frame, which is signed, and Derrick Henry jersey, of course. I have, and it just stopped spinning. It might have stopped spinning a little while ago, but I have a Titans helmet that is magnetically held in space, and it rotates on its own. I got a little mini Derrick Henry. What? And I don't have another figure for him to knock out of the way.
I got one too. I actually got two. I was gonna do a giveaway with one of them, but I might end up doing a giveaway with him.
Gotcha. What kind is it?
It's the Derrick Henry bobblehead.
Oh, yeah, this one's head doesn't bobble. He's stationary. I had a bobblehead one, but I accidentally broke his head off. I felt really bad for like a week.
I
I
never
hope you don't mind my jokes. I apologize.
I never noticed that you were gonna take your hat off until now.
Oh, I usually do in the middle of any show that I'm a guest on. I wear the hat for a little while, but I'm not a big hat wearer. I'm more of a clean cut, short hair guy.
I'm not I'm not really a fan of hats, but I do like beanies.
Uh, there you go. I actually have a beanie,
I
and
actually, I actually got one at the pro shop. When Haley took me to get some stuff from the pro shop, and I went in there and I got a few things.
cool. And by the way, my beanie, it's I'm gonna tell you what it says. Please understand that the censors do not have to bleep me. It says "04" and then a picture of a fox sake. Oh, for
Yeah,
fox sake. That's the only beanie that I own, though.
I wish I wish somebody could make you a custom made picture.
That would be cool.
Hey,
That would be big.
maybe Titan Fox, you should start a YouTube channel.
Actually, that is the plan, and um, I've been trying to build up to it. As a matter of fact, your show tonight is the first time that I have had my brand new microphone, which is one of the uh, blue ones. Just got it as a gift, and I have a ring light. I've got everything set up, so I'm like actually trying to create a studio and hoping to do like a live broadcast all the time. I mean, it's a little bit down the road because I have a lot going on right now, but I'm excited for it.
Um,
And trust me, you'll be a guest if I do.
yeah, I'll definitely join you.
Awesome. Always looking forward to something like that.
Um, what do you want what do you want to talk about now? Since we already done all the overall of
Let me see. Just a random thing off the top of my head. Uh, the so one of the big topics was that during the off season after Rand Carthon came in, that he asked Kevin Byard to take a pay cut. And then Kevin Byard, for the first time in his career, pretty much didn't show up for voluntary OTAs. So people are thinking maybe there's a problem with them. Now he showed up to mandatory and he was huge, even had some amazing plays, but you still got to have that thing in the back of your head. Is there a problem being that they asked him and didn't ask the guy who they had just signed to a contract and didn't play a single game the entire year? Sorry, but Harold Landry had a huge contract. If they were going to go looking for money, you don't ask Kevin Byard. He's been with us longer than any other defensive player on the team. He's rarely injured or sick or anything. And you go to him instead of saying, "Hey, Harold Landry, since you're sitting out for the year, how about you give us back some of that money we just gave you and take a small pay cut?" That's just my personal opinion. I'm surprised that they didn't do that. But hopefully, Byard's a better person than that. I mean, I've seen all of his charity work and everything. He's good
Byard
at art.
has
So,
never Kevin Byard has never suffered an injury.
no, technically, no. That I know of, anyways.
Let's make it to an hour and a half because I still want to get Haley on.
Okay, how much longer does she have? Do you know?
I don't know, but we can still try to get her on.
All right. So for the meantime, how about we react to some of the people in the chat? So, oh, Jonathan, I love the Dolphins says one of our losses will be to the Dolphins. Do you agree with that?
You wish.
Well, as long as Tua can stop bumping his head on the ground, I think they might have a chance because, I mean, they got the cheetah and the penguin. Got to admit, that's a scary, scary receiver duo. Probably the one I respect the most in the entire league. All right. Adam said Christian Fulton is Charmin soft. He's comparing him to toilet paper.
I kind of agree with him, but
I think we all do.
it's like these injuries happen easy, man. It's like it's always something with a hamstring.
I don't know, and that's why at the end of last season that Vrabel made those comments about him and David Long Jr. Just those soft tissue injuries were too much. David Long Jr. said, "Bye, I'm going to the Dolphins." Christian Fulton stayed.
I see one from Adam, and it says
Oh, I love this.
the very last comment he put was, "What do you think about Josh Norman? It's still."
He's still orbiting somewhere in the galaxy after the Derrick Henry stiff arm when he threw Josh Norman. He's probably floated out into space. That was good. Good job, Adam.
That was pretty funny. I actually have a surprise for you, Titans Fox. I actually got to meet Derrick Henry.
I know. I saw the pictures. Matter of fact, I knew of you before I actually knew that you had a podcast because I saw those pictures like over a year ago.
Hold on, just 1 second. I'll play it.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's your first game, or you come to a lot? It's his first Titans. Well, look at Derrick Henry. Look at the king. There we go.
What's up, brother, man? Oh, thanks for coming. Good to see you, man.
I got something for you to sign. What did you think about that?
I think you are a lucky person because I've never met him, and I'm literally living in Jacksonville, just down from Yulee, where he grew up. So, but I never got a chance to meet him, and you did. So jealous. But since you guys are like friends, if you want to ever, hang out with me and him at the same time, I'd be cool with that,
Yeah. I'll definitely be glad to do that.
100%.
If you ever make it to a home game, let me know, man.
Absolutely. And if I do, since my boss at my job, she actually lives in Tennessee, not in the same area. She's in the Knoxville area, but I'm sure she could hook me up, and I might even bring her with me, even though she's a Tennessee Vols fan, but hates the NFL. She hates pro football. She's all Vols, doesn't like the regular. I'm like, do you realize I'm a huge Tennessee Titans fan? She's like, yeah, whatever. But she lives there, so I'd probably meet up with her, and both of us would go over and meet up with you guys. That would be fun.
Yeah.
And it would be my first home game ever for the Titans. I've been to all of the, not all of, definitely not all of, but a lot of the home games for Jacksonville Jaguars when Tennessee comes to town. I go there and represent.
You go to all of the Jacksonville Jaguars games when the
Not
Titans.
all of them. Not all of them. What I meant to say was all of the games that I've been to have had to be in Jacksonville over the past 20 years because of the fact that I really didn't have the opportunity to go anywhere else. But I'll tell you what, one of the funniest things you'll ever see is go to a Jacksonville Jaguars game when they're playing the Titans at home in Jacksonville's stadium, whatever they're calling it now, and watch about halftime if the Titans are winning. Half the stadium empties out. That's why I call them fair weather fans, because they don't stay till the end. If my team is losing, I'll stay till the very last snap. I don't care if it's a kneel down. I'm going to stay there until the very last snap. But I'm a real fan, so.
I would too, man. I would definitely stay there until the last second.
I got that feeling about you that you were a very, very true fan, and just like me, and I appreciate that. That's one of the reasons that I started following your channel, because I was like, this guy loves his Titans, not just that's a good team, whatever. But you really love them, and I appreciate that.
And
I'm sure they do too.
Me for a while.
Man.
You've been following me for a while.
Yes, I have, sir.
And
I mean, you know how much I comment, so you've probably seen all my comments for a long time.
you're not always on Twitter.
Not on Twitter, no. But whenever you do your broadcasts, I'm one of those guys that can never shut his mouth. So
You're down. You're down to come on the show anytime.
well, thank you so much, Bryce. I appreciate that. And again, I hope Haley is okay.
I got you, my guy. Hold on, just 1 second. It's calm. Oh, can you read that?
Yeah, their new stadium looks like a toilet seat. Oh, talking about and he's completely right. He's talking about the Jaguars' new stadium that they're planning on building. It looks like a toilet seat. I'm like, what are you, Colts fans? Bam, mic drop. I'm not sure. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, we got a guest on.
Excellent.
Hey.
Well, hello, Haley.
Hello.
We were worried about you.
Sorry. Things got a little crazy for a little bit.
You don't have to apologize.
Okay.
We were worried because we were concerned. That's all.
Thanks. My kids. What? Huh?
Titan Fox.
Yes.
So let's do this. Let's talk a little bit about the running back situation for the next couple of years.
Oh, for the next couple of years. That's a deep question. Very deep. So, I mean, obviously, I don't think that Hassan Haskins is going to really contribute that much as our third string. Of course, Derrick Henry, I'm wanting them to extend him. But the thing that really intrigues me is the possibilities going forward with Hassan or with Tajay Spears, because I know a lot of people are so scared because he has no ACL. Neither did Hines Ward. Neither did a lot of other, players that played for a lot of years. So I don't really care about all that injury worry. But he shows out like crazy. Like, watch his highlights. Watch even from the OTAs. That boy is really good. He reminds me of, and I'm gonna preface this by saying that this prior to Derrick Henry was my favorite running back of all time, and I never make this comparison, but he reminds me of Barry Sanders. And also, something I told Titans Rossi, I said, I predict that they're gonna call Spears in the backfield and then just motion him outright. After they stack the box, they're gonna motion him outright as wide receiver 3 in place of Kyle Phillips. He goes out to wide receiver 3, and he's gonna be vicious. You know what they did during minicamp today and yesterday? They had him in the background and they motioned him out to wide receiver. Just like I predicted. He's going to be exciting.
Hey.
He kind of reminds me of Eddie George more.
Really? You think of him more of as a bull rusher, straightforward? Or more of a versatile back like Christian McCaffrey? Which one do you see him more as?
What do you think, Bryce?
I think King Henry reminds me of Eddie George a lot.
Oh, King Henry and Eddie George, 100%.
Because of his similar play styles. And I think that there's one thing that Eddie George did not have. He didn't have the speed that Derrick Henry has.
That is true. That is very true.
I mean, Eddie George was a little bit slower than Derrick Henry, but Eddie George ran a 68-yard touchdown against the Indianapolis Colts back in 1999.
Oh, yeah. I remember that game.
That was a wild game.
Yeah. I still remember the battles between Eddie George and Ray Lewis. Those two. Oh.
How about this? Would you like to see Derrick Henry versus Ray Lewis?
Yes, I would love that. I know we can't really have it happen because Ray Lewis is retired and older now, but in his prime versus Henry in his prime, oh my goodness.
You'd like to see, Henry stiff arm Ray Lewis? That'd be amazing.
I don't know if he can. That would be if they struck against each other, I think it would cause a cosmic explosion.
Probably.
I mean, Derrick Henry versus Ray Lewis would definitely be a good matchup.
Definitely. Look, I saw your thing.
Oh, excuse me. Oh my God. Haley, you got one too?
Yeah. I just noticed it in the background. I had to line up.
Oh, that's so sweet. A lot of people, when I guest star on their shows, they're like, "Oh, that is like the coolest thing," and they've never even seen it before.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it. I got it for my birthday.
When's your birthday?
I hadn't seen it. It was in May 9th.
In May? Okay, I got mine at Christmas, and I had never even seen it online. But my girlfriend got it for me, and I was like, "Wow, this thing is cool."
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
But thank you for showing me that you had one too. That's just
Haley, what do you think about Kevin Byard coming back to the mini camps?
I mean, I'm glad to see him back. I mean, I wasn't really terribly worried, but it's always a relief to see him in the building.
For sure. I love Bayard.
Let's obviously talk about the legend Brett Kern. Brett Kern was nothing but a great guy off the field. He was on and off the field. He was a true professional on and off the field.
Yeah.
Definite legend, and I'm glad that he's going to be part of the Hall of Fame because he, like you said, he's not only awesome on the field, but a great guy off the field. That kind of exemplifies what you want to see in a real Titan. Think about Derrick Henry's contributions to the community, even Kevin Byard, same thing. These are the kind of things that you want to see from people, not like let's go sign Antonio Brown and see what he does for anybody outside.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything. He's not even Titan material.
Mm-mm.
So that makes me proud. Go Brett Kern.
Yes.
We got a comment in the chat.
Oh, Alex. What's up, my brother? I was hoping he'd show up.
He said you're a celebrity Titan spots.
This is only my 8th appearance, so it'll be a little bit longer until I have my own show, but Sin City's going to be on there. Bryce is going to be on there. Haley, you're more than invited.
Thanks.
But you will have to fix your microphone because every time that I listen to Bryce's thing, it's always staticky when you talk.
I know. Well, it's
I'm not judging you.
I know. Is it static right now? Can you hear? Is it static right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Haley, I actually got the video of Brett Kern. If I could play it real quick.
Okay.
Hold on, just 1 second.
Most in the league, and Kern gets a line drive punt away. That's bounding to a halt at the 1. Perfection.
Titans thoughts.
Yes, sir.
What'd you think of that video of
Brett Kern?
Of the Brett Kern punt?
I've loved every Brett Kern punt since he started being a Titan. I always thought that he was one of the crucial parts of our team, no matter what. And I'll be honest, if he had to retire, and I respect him so much for doing so, but I think we got a very good person in Stonehouse to kind of take up the mantle. I think he wants to be the next Brett Kern. Not that he ever could be, but maybe. We don't know.
Hey, am I staticky now if I talk like this?
No, you're perfect right now.
Okay. I had my AirPods in, that's why.
Oh, the earphones were causing the static.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. That makes sense.
Brian's in the comments talking smack. Taylor.
I don't even know what that means. Might be a different.
I don't know.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to out you like that, Sin City.
Uh-huh. Not yet, baby. Sorry, I'm trying to fix dinner and stuff too.
Oh, that's not a problem.
There's my man up in here.
Titan E.
What's up, E?
Titan E. What's going on, buddy? Tighten up.
Definitely.
Yes, Haley, I am definitely gonna have Blaine Bishop come on
Okay.
sometime.
Wow, Blaine.
Sounds good.
That'll be a lot of good. He has a lot of good stories.
Yeah.
I actually talked to Reginald Brown yesterday about that, and
You did?
Reginald Brown said he would love to come on with Blaine Bishop.
Okay. That'd be fun.
And I might have you and Preston on so that way you guys can ask him questions too.
Okay.
So that way you guys kind of know Blaine Bishop.
Yeah.
One question that I want to ask Blaine Bishop, how the stadium changed in the last 4 years.
The stadium?
Yeah, they moved from Houston in like 19 they moved here in 1997. They played in Houston for 1 year. I
No.
mean, 1 year after they 1 year after they moved here to Tennessee.
They 1 year after they moved here, they played in Memphis. They played at the Liberty Bowl for one season, and then they played at Vanderbilt for one season, and then they moved to the
Haley,
it was Adelphia Coliseum at the time.
can you kind of tell me that story? What was the difference of the stadiums from back then?
Like, well, here you go. Will you share it with her, please? Well, I mean, I've never been. I've seen the Liberty Bowl, but I've never been inside the Liberty Bowl, so I don't really know. I mean, it's obviously not. It's nothing like, Nissan Stadium. I've been to Vanderbilt Stadium, and it's pretty small. So it's definitely a lot smaller stadiums they were playing at during that time. So they played one season in Memphis at the Liberty Bowl, one season at Vanderbilt, and then their third year in Tennessee is when they moved to Adelphia. I think that's right.
Brian said it's a business.
Really, Brian? Really? You're so funny. Hilarious. He likes to give me a hard time about that, doesn't he, Bryce?
I know he does.
Brian likes to give everybody a hard time about everything.
That is very, very true.
That's what makes him funny, though. Always cracks me up. Oh, Alex just said, "Come to the Tampa game." That's a much shorter drive for me.
What was the difference from Eddie George to CJ2K and then Derrick Henry?
Brute force to ridiculous speed to brute force again.
Yeah. CJ wasn't he wasn't like he didn't hit a lot. He just, like I used to say, he was just a really fast player with a really good offensive line.
Yeah, his offensive line was ridiculous back then, and that's why he went to CJ2K. Is he evaded the hits instead of taking them and just shoving them out of his way. That I honestly thought that was gonna like extend his career, because Eddie George, long career, took a lot of hits. Derrick Henry taking a lot of hits, so many carries. Chris Johnson, he didn't take that many hits. I mean, he took his fair share, but he did not take that many hits because he was juking everybody.
Well,
he was getting around.
When he did get hit, he didn't take them very well,
No, he was kind of small. It was like me getting hit, and that's scary.
But I really I really like the way that CJ2K played the game, and he was actually a pretty fast running back, but I just didn't see that many I didn't see that many breaking tackles on the run. I mean, he really didn't break that much on the run.
No, he didn't break them like Earl Campbell or Barry Sanders or anybody like that. But what he did, or Walter Payton, I should say, that's one of my favorites at breaking tackles. What he did was he didn't have to break them. He was already past you. Like, go ahead, reach for him, but your hand missed him. So what's to break?
Is that on the new ranch?
When he would get stuck behind that offensive line, I'm not saying that he's Derrick Henry or anything, but I think Derrick Henry is a better style running back than CJ.
I would say so as well. I think that he commands more fear into the defense. That's just a personal opinion. And
he can create holes too, where CJ didn't necessarily always create holes, but Derrick Henry will just run over you, you know?
And he needed to. Like Derrick Henry, think about last year with the worst offensive line in the league. He had to create his own holes. When Chris Johnson was playing, those holes were there and open. He just had to find them. He had to, I was going this way, but I just saw that they opened up a hole over here. Juke back. Go right through it. Which I love to watch. Like that lightning is incredible.
Titans thoughts. I really don't talk about this much on the channel. But CJ2K did turn into the Grand Theft Auto game 1.
He what?
I didn't understand.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about that on the channel.
Okay.
No problem. We'll switch to something else. Matter of fact, I see that Mr. Titan is in the building, and he did make a good point. He brought up Bishop Sankey. He was a good running back.
That's his favorite player.
He was a good running back, but not to the level of Eddie George or Chris Johnson or Derrick Henry, Mr. Titan. I don't know if that was meant the way it sounded. I'm going to move on. Haley thought so.
Just Lord.
Brian giving Sin City Titans some advice.
Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is he's like a superhero to this Titans team. When the Titans go down on injuries, he's definitely a superhero to this team.
Oh, seriously, strap a cape on that boy, as far as I'm concerned. And it's not just him, because if you think about it, when everybody went down an injury in 2021, guess who also went down an injury? After 8 games, we watched the superhero have to go to the locker room.
Yep.
And we didn't see him again until the division game. And that made me very sad.
Me too.
I really wanted him to be the first player in NFL history to have back-to-back 2,000-yard seasons, and he was on pace to do it.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
We're
What do you
gonna
think, Bryce?
Colts got him. Colts.
Um,
Stupid Colts.
I don't think this is. I don't think this is the Indianapolis Colts division. I think it's our division.
Oh yeah.
But
Right now, everybody's.
I'm waiting for Brian to come argue with you.
Oh, wait for it. Right now, everybody's saying the Jags own the division because they got lucky last year that we got injured.
They got
Otherwise,
one game.
Week 18, we would have stomped them if we had Tannehill in there. I mean, even with Dobbs, it was a close game. But they're all like,
It really came down to
we're the best in the world.
Yeah, it really came down to a crappy friggin' fumble
I
call.
actually have faith in Tannehill.
I think a lot of fans do. Bryce, I think that a lot of fans agree with you on that because not everybody's calling for his head anymore. Now that we have a backup quarterback, the rookie, I mean, people are like, give him one more year. Give him one more year. And those same people in the comment sections of all the shows that I watch about, I don't know, maybe 3 months ago, were like, get rid of Tannehill. Trade him. And now they're like, keep him for one more year. It's crazy how quickly our opinions change. I mean, we don't stop being fans. We're not fair weather fans like Jaguars. But we honestly, we do change our opinions a lot. It just takes a little bit of information, some breaking news, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, I didn't think about that. Which is one of the reasons that I want to get into doing a podcast, is to bring that information and try and change people's opinions. Say, hey, maybe you didn't think about it this way. I think that would be great.
Hi, Lawanda.
What was that? What's she saying?
I was saying hi to Lawanda.
He's putting 50 of his kids to bed. I don't think Haley's putting any of hers to bed.
I should be, probably.
She's like, maybe in a second.
It's summer. Yeah. Just let them put themselves to bed. What part of Jacksonville you live in?
I am on the west side over in Orange Park, actually.
Oh, that's where I was.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Dang.
Off of,
We should have, like, met up at the ale house or something.
Yeah, I was off of Wells Road.
Wells Road. I used to live off of Wells Road, and I'm literally just down the road from there. And there's an ale house on Wells Road.
Yeah.
Woman.
I was over by you know where like the Chili's is, Chili's, Burger King, Circle K. I was down that whatever road that is. Turn on right there.
Oh, you're killing me. I almost never went down that road. I went to the Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the Food Lion when it used to be there.
Oh, it's now at Rose or whatever now.
Yeah. Let's get past that. I'm not going to reminisce about that because it's too late. But I'm glad that you're back home safe.
Hey, Titans, Fox.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts on the Jeffrey Simmons contract?
Jeffrey Simmons, his contract was long past due, and we needed it because seriously, he's the heart and soul of our defensive line. And I'll be honest with you, I've heard people say, hey, you know what, Jeff Simmons didn't have that many sacks. Yeah, but everybody around him had sacks while he was getting double teamed. So who do you think got those sacks really? Like, just saying. Because he put so much pressure up the middle, but also the fact that last year that he played half of the year after November, like medicating his leg because he was in absolute pain. So he's playing at maybe 75% and still powered through all the way through the end of the year during a 7-game losing streak. he put himself out there, sacrificed his body. And if that's not worth a great contract, I don't know what is. I think it was fantastic, and I can't wait to see him in years to come when he's 100% healthy.
I think
Quarterbacks better be scared.
Hold on. I think that I think the defense will be much better this year compared to last year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because we were missing our key piece. And we were missing Harold Landry on the outside.
Yeah, it's a shame that he went down so early and didn't get to play the whole season because
It's unfortunate.
we needed that.
It's unfortunately that Bud Dupree couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Bud Dupree, when he was on the field, he was a different type of player.
Oh, for real. Like, a lot of people didn't see how impactful he was, but I watch every single play of every single game. I'll even rewind and rewatch plays, even that are inconsequential. No touchdown, no big long reception, just a regular play. And I used to watch Bud Dupree coming out of off the edge, and he was great. Even if he didn't get the sack, he put that much pressure. He pushed that offensive lineman back, and he was great. The problem was health. If you can't stay healthy, it just says to all of us, well, maybe you're getting too old for your britches. Maybe you just can't cut it anymore. And that's why he's gone. If he could have done that for 17 games, if he could have been that presence for 17 games, he'd probably have a 4-year, $100 million contract. Not $100 million. I'm exaggerating. But it's the injuries that took a lot of our people away. And it's going to continue to be that way if we don't improve the conditioning, which I think we're trying to do. And they're trying to improve the turf. So there's a lot of positivity that Titans fans can look forward to. Adam, I know you made the comment there, Arden Key and a healthy Harold Landry would make this defense a lot better. What are your feelings on Arden Key? Just out of curiosity. How about you guys? Bryce, what do you think about Arden Key coming from Jacksonville?
Yeah. I think the team will be a lot better on the defensive side of the football. Because we're gonna get that extra piece back we need this year to kind of take the pressure off Big Jeff. I mean, we can only rely on Big Jeff so much on the field.
Yeah, that's true.
We can't always rely on Big Jeff to get a sack or whatever, or get a pressure on the quarterback. You gotta have that extra piece.
Agreed.
I think that Harold Landry will be a key piece for sure.
Oh, for sure. As long as he stays healthy, Harold Landry is going to help Jeff Simmons. And that's what I was saying. Maybe Arden Key, because a lot of Jags fans I've heard lately, and got to remember, I live here. I got to hear everything. But they're like, well, they only played him on third downs because he can't stop the run. And I'm like, well, you've got Tier Tart, Jeffrey Simmons, and I mean, just really, do you even need an extra person? He could literally drop back into pass coverage while everybody else stops the run.
Last year, when I was watching a little bit of Titans football, when somebody intercepted the football, I was like, who in the world is this guy?
Oh, when Tier Tart accidentally knocked it up into the air and then fell on his back and caught it. I love
that one. It was the home Colts game. Andrew Adams. I was like, who in the world is this guy?
Who is? I don't even recognize the name.
That was the homecoming game.
Andrew Adams. Inside linebacker or defensive end? Never mind. It's my fault. I could probably just Google it.
I think that Tier Tart is a really good player when he's on the field. He actually took that middle spot after Daquan Jones left. He took the nose tackle spot.
All right. I may have missed something. Alex, what did you mean by running back?
Oh,
Sorry, he just randomly out of nowhere said running back. And I'm like, okay, what about the running backs? We discussed those earlier.
which one is the better running back in the division? Titans, Fox. Is it
Henry.
Is it Derrick Henry or
Jonathan Taylor doesn't even exist in my book right now. Nobody's afraid of him. Defensive coordinators, when they get ready to face the Colts, they don't go, oh, no, it's Jonathan Taylor. You know what they do? They say, oh, Derrick Henry? What do we do? All right, just line everybody up against him. Forget it. Just line everybody. They're not afraid of Jonathan Taylor. And I understand last year he was dealing with some injury concerns and everything. The year before he was pretty good, and he managed to beat Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry also only played half the season. But anyways, so that's my opinion on – and who else, running back-wise, who did the Jags and Texans have? I haven't even looked that up. Does anybody know?
Yeah.
Or does it even matter?
Hey, Titans, Fox. I'm gonna have to go in a few minutes, buddy.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
I gotta go put my kids to bed too.
I know. I noticed that one of them wrapped around your neck. It was pretty much bedtime.
Yep.
Thank you, Haley, for joining us. Thank you, Bryce, so much for the opportunity to be on your show. It was a definite honor, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. If you ever need me back, I'm always here for you, okay?
We appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure, not yours. Well, maybe both.
Sorry I was late, but
it's okay. Next time you'll be on time. We're all good. All right. I'll talk to you all later. Have a great night.
All right. Bye.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Bryce. Love you.
Love you, Haley. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys for watching in the chat tonight. You guys absolutely rocked in the chat tonight.